Punjab today has its first woman chief minister. I don't say that with pride. I say that with gratitude and humility. The Lahore High Court today is led by its first woman Chief Justice. These are not merely individual achievements. They are milestones in the journey of millions of girls, hundreds of millions, who now dare to imagine themselves in places where previous generations were told they did not belong. For me, women empowerment is not a ceremonial expression. It is the distance between a right written on paper and a life changed on ground. It is the distance between announcing a policy and ensuring that it reaches the woman for who it was intended. It is the distance between opening a helpline and answering a call in distress, a call in need. And there is another principle that guides me, that guides my work. Women must not merely benefit from development. They must shape it. This is why across all programs and across all policies, we have ensured that women are represented as participants, as beneficiaries, as entrepreneurs, as professionals, and leaders alongside men as equal partners. In many of our initiatives that you just saw on screen as well, opportunities for women are not capped or restricted by quotas, by numbers, by statistics, because talent does not recognize limits, and neither should opportunity. For example, in my scholarship and laptop schemes, not 30%, not 40%, not even 50%. 60% young girls are beneficiaries of these programs. Because when barriers are removed and opportunities are equal, women do not have to beg for space. They earn it. Behind every policy is a person. Behind every program is a story. And behind every statistic is a woman waiting for an opportunity to unfold. For the women living in a rented house, burdened by rising rents and the uncertainty of what tomorrow brings, apni chhat, apna ghar, my roof, my house, is more than just a housing program. The first beneficiary of this initiative, on my first visit, I met a widow who was raising 3 young girls, 3 daughters. And her meager source of earning was from flower arrangements that she was doing at certain events, at small-scale marriage events. For years, she said, they lived in a rented house, moving from one uncertainty to another, struggling each month simply to make ends meet. The burden had become so heavy that she had stopped sending her daughters to school. Today, the same mother has moved into a home she can call her very own, her home, her house. And her daughters are back in school, carrying books once again instead of burdens. A house gave her shelter, but security, sense of security, gave her daughters back their future. Today, close to 200,000 families representing nearly 1 million people have benefited from this program, moving from the insecurity of rented homes towards the dignity and permanence of a roof of their own. For the widow or the landless mother who spent her life believing that ownership belonged to men, ownership belonged to others, my initiative, Apna Khet, Apna Rozgar, which means my farm, my livelihood. It means a piece of land, a permanent address, a place in society a woman can finally call her own. For the young girl from a modest household who wondered whether university was only for the privileged, the Honhar Scholarship is not financial assistance, not just financial assistance. I want to share an anecdote with you, a story of a brave girl. At one of the ceremonies of the scholarship program, whose dream of getting an education was almost taken away by extreme poverty. Her family was struggling financially, faced with difficult choices. Her father told her that he could only afford to pay one child's education. Since her brother was a boy, he was given priority, and she was asked to leave the university. Imagine how heartbreaking that would have been. A young girl with dreams, talents, and ambitions was forced to believe that her education mattered less, that she mattered less, simply because of financial hardship. But that was not the end of the story. With the support of Honhar Scholarship Program, she and thousands of other girls were given a second chance. The scholarship covered her educational expenses and allowed her to return to the university. More importantly, it restored her confidence and reminded her that her dreams were worth fighting for. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to share, she continues her education with hope, with will, and with determination. It is a permission to dream. It is the first woman graduate in the family. It is a daughter walking through the gates of a university, carrying not only books, but hopes of generations. For the young women holding a laptop for the first time, the laptop program is not just a machine. It's not just a gadget. It's not just a learning tool. It is a classroom without walls. It is a library without limits. It is a passport to digital economy. For the young graduates searching for her first opportunity, internships, tourism, internships, and IT skills programs are not merely trainings. They are confidence. They are independence. They are the ability to stand on her own feet and say, I can build my own future. For the woman with talent but no capital, we have initiated Asan Karobar Finance, easy business finance. It is not only a zero-interest loan, it is the tailoring shop that becomes a business, the kitchen that becomes an enterprise, the dream that becomes an income for the entire family. For the widowed mother suddenly carrying the responsibility of an entire household alone, economic empowerment is not just a slogan. It is survival, it is dignity, it is independence. Through our empowering women through IT programs, tens of thousands of rural women are gaining digital and freelancing skills to earn from international platforms. For them, a home can now become an office, a village can become a gateway to the global economy, And through our livestock asset transfer programs, thousands of widowed and divorced women across South Punjab are receiving livestock that provides sustainable income and transforms uncertainty into self-reliance. For these women, a livestock asset is not merely an animal. It is school fee for a child, medicine for an elderly patient, food on the table, and dignity in the home. Through the modernization of sanat zars, the cottage industry, and dedicated e-commerce hubs, women artisans and skilled workers are taking their products beyond local markets and connecting directly with customers not only across Pakistan, but around the globe through digital platforms. For the widow, rebuilding her life after loss, the Rahmat card, for those who understand Arabic, Rahma card, the blessings card carries a simple message that in Punjab, you are not alone. For the women living with disability, dignity begins with knowing that she has not been forgotten, that she has not been abandoned. Through the Himmat card, in English, Courage card, thousands of women are receiving financial support that allows them not merely to survive, but to live with independence, dignity, and respect. For the father who spent sleepless nights worrying about how he would fulfill his responsibilities towards his daughter, and for the daughter who feared that financial hardship may stand between her and a dignified beginning to married life, the Dheerani program brought hope where there had been anxiety through the financial aid for those young women waiting to get married but not having the required means and resources. Today, thousands of daughters of Punjab have begun a new chapter of their lives with dignity, support, confidence, and empowerment. For the women who stand in our courts defending justice and rule of law, we are investing in dedicated facilities and professional spaces because women belong not only in the courtroom galleries, but at the bar table, on the bench, and in positions of leadership throughout our legal system. For the mother in a distant village who cannot travel for treatment, healthcare must travel to her. And this is why we launched more than 1,000 clinics on wheels, hospitals on wheels across Punjab, bringing doctors, medicines, diagnostic facilities directly to communities that had long remained underserved. For an expectant mother, these clinics are reassurances, timely checkups. They are safe pregnancies and healthy beginnings. Through field hospitals and expanded maternal health care services, we are supporting women before childbirth, during childbirth, and after childbirth through prenatal, postnatal care, ensuring that no mother is left behind, no mother is left out because of distance, poverty, or circumstance. Supporting this effort are more than 60,000 female health inspectors going door to door across Punjab, carrying not only data forms, but compassion, ensuring that the health needs of every mother, every child, and every vulnerable family are seen, heard, and cared for. Because no woman should have to suffer in silence because the system could not find her. Because maternal health is not merely a health indicator, it is a measure of the entire humanity. Through Punjab's newly launched electric mass transit network, women are not only provided dedicated spaces, but free rides, free spaces across Punjab. It is my vision of empowerment in motion. Through my pink electric taxi initiatives for women that you just saw on screen, beautiful colored taxis, we are creating new pathways for women not only to travel safely, but also to earn with dignity and independence in emerging sectors of economy. I want to share my personal anecdote, an inspiration of my pink taxi project. I saw a reel on the Instagram, a young girl who feared that she would have to abandon her education because her family could no longer afford her university fee. Today, she attends university in the morning and drives this pink taxi in the evening, in the afternoon,